ever seen at the Barcelona Coliseum. He was, of course, a legend of Real Madrid. As a manager, I think there's a little bit of sympathy for the situation he finds himself in as the players trot out onto the pitch. The Barcelona anthem can be heard around the Camp Nou, and as always, all cameras, all eyes on Leo Messi, who will be lining up alongside Luis Suarez and Gerard Deulofeu in attack today. It's not by any means a full house at the Camp Nou. Plenty of other things going on in Barcelona this weekend. We're concentrating on the football down on the pitch as the two managers, Ernesto Valverde and Mitchell Gonzalez, just go up the steps and out towards the dugouts. The players greeting each other. Last chance saloon, it would appear, for Malaga tonight, but really nobody to have too much of an opportunity. Let's see if they can surprise the Barcelona players tonight, as they did twice last season. The players, they'll have to be surprising, include Marc ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Sergio Roberto, Javier Mascherano, Samuel Umtiti, Lucas Digne. The midfield forming up more or less Valverde's first choice midfield trio, Rakitic, Busquets and Andres Iniesta, playing a lot this season so far. And up front, as we've mentioned a couple of times already, Gerard Deulofeu on one side of Leo Messi, Luis Suarez on the other side. The presence of, see if they can surprise the Barcelona players tonight, as they did twice last season. The players, they'll have to be surprising, include Marc ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Sergio Roberto, Javier Mascherano, Samuel Umtiti, Lucas Digne. The midfield forming up more or less Valverde's first choice midfield trio, Rakitic, Busquets and Andres Iniesta, playing a lot this season so far. And up front, as we've mentioned a couple of times already, Gerard Deulofeu on one side of Leo Messi, Luis Suarez on the other side. The presence of Sergio Roberto, it's a positive one, we think. He came off the bench last weekend against Atletico and had a big impact. He's back at right back today. Yeah,
I think it's a little bit odd that Semedo isn't playing. We've seen Semedo a few times this season. Whenever he's played, I think he's played 4 La Liga games. Whenever he's played, he's looked absolutely brilliant. I remember making the point earlier on in the season, at last Barcelona have got a proper right back, because let's face it, Sergio Roberto isn't a right back, he's a midfielder. And we've been seeing Sergio Roberto playing more in midfield this season than we did last season. However, it is slightly strange that Sergio Roberto, when he does play now, is playing at right back.
Here's the lineup for Mitchell's last stand, or one of them. Andres Prieto makes his debut in goal, taking over from Roberto Jimenez at the back. Rosales, Luis Hernandez, Paul Baicé and Juanca. The two holding midfielders, Mitchell's son, Adrian Gonzalez and Esteban Rolon. It will come out correctly at one stage. Keko Gonton on the right of midfield, Chori Castro on the left, and up front, the young Venezuelan Adabel. Terrible forest fires that are laying waste to Galicia in the north of Spain and to neighbouring Portugal. Mitchell Gonzalez certainly there in front of the visitors' dugout with a serious look on his face. We're looking at Andres Prieto, the 24-year-old debutee, player who learnt his game, as so many of the members of this Malaga side did, at Real Madrid's youth academy and reserve side. Malaga in blue and white stripes, Barca in their traditional blue and red. It's Malaga attacking the goal to the left of Leo Messi and Suarez in attack. There you can see how solid looking the Malaga defence is straight away, but getting through almost immediately, and the ball in the back of the net from Deulofeu, and it stands. Certainly Deulofeu celebrating, the whole Malaga defence rooted to the ground there. Andres Prieto complaining to the linesman, the referee. Pablo Gonzalez has a look over at his assistant. The Malaga players are absolutely lost for words. It's 1-0 to Barca, 2 minutes gone. Gerard Deulofeu answering his critics in the opening moments. Mitchell cannot believe it. What happened there, Duncan McMath?
Well, it's the worst possible start. It's brilliant build-up from Football Club Barcelona. This pass from Andres Iniesta for Digne takes the deflection. It's clearly gone out. How have they missed that? It's about half a yard over the line.
It came off Roberto Rosales. He wasn't sure where the ball had gone, but when he turns round, you can see the ball still out of play. It's it's taking advantage of the situation by Barcelona. You can't complain about what they did, keeping play going, but you've got to feel sorry for Prieto. Look at that. There's going to be controversy.
There is definitely, and there's two ways to take it, and we're going to see it again here as the ball comes back to Digne. He takes a touch, so it wouldn't have been even a corner kick. It would have been a goal kick. It stopped. I mean, we're always told to play to the whistle, but that was a really poor decision.
It certainly was. Very fortunate indeed for Digne and Deulofeu and Barca in general. It becomes a huge task now for these Malaga players. What kind of spirit have they got? What kind of spirit is there in the dressing room? Let's have a look as Roland tries the shot, didn't quite catch it, and Javier Mascherano sends it over the line for a corner. But mentally now for this Malaga side, it really is a big ask, isn't it?
I mean, it's the worst possible start, of course, against Barca. You come here...
He's got Peñaranda with him. Juan Carr on the overlap. Juan Carr's cross is a good one. And that's a brilliant counter-attack from Malaga. Just failing to put it away at the last minute. Chori Castro. But that's the best chance of the game, Duncan, so far.
It is. And it's really well worked. It's an excellent breakaway from Diego Roland. He's their star, no question about it. If he performs well tonight, then they have got a chance to score goals. He starts 2 games, and Titi in a couple of matches as well.
There's Leo Messi, feeds it off to Iniesta and brings it under control, and the ball in the back of the net. Took a deflection, Andres Iniesta with the goal, and Barca make it 2-0. And is there any coming back from this for Mitchell's Malaga? Andres Iniesta doesn't get among the scorers too often, but he's got an important one now. It's his first goal of the season, and the Camp Nou with reason to celebrate. The legend of the Camp Nou, Andres Iniesta, and it's an important goal too. Mascherano started it, picking up Messi. Iniesta took one touch, and it's not an easy finish. He's got Rosales blocking him, and it actually just comes off the bottom of Rosales' boot. That lifts the ball off the air and over the top of Andres Prieto. 2-0.
Yeah, he gets a bit fortunate, doesn't he, Iniesta? Looked like he struck it nicely with his left foot, and as you mentioned, the first touch is perfect, and it's what gives him the space and the ability to strike the ball on target. But that deflection off Rosales is what lifts it over the goalkeeper.
Trying to arm the counter-attack. Chori Castro didn't quite come out right. Holding off Sergi Roberto, twisting and turning to get beyond him. Lovely skill from Chori. Gets the cross in, and Titi loses his ground. Keko's shot. There's complaint or an appeal for handball. Keko's shot blocked by Digne. According to Digne's reaction, in the face, and the rebound straight at Mark ter Stegen. Things not going Malaga's way. Again, it's a decent counter.
He does put his hands up there, Digne. I mean, it's a natural reaction, isn't it? But
I think you're allowed to, when the ball's coming to hit you in your face, you can put your hands up. Whether or not it's then a penalty or not, that's another question.
I personally think that should be a penalty kick. It strikes him on the hand quite clearly, and his hand's in an unnatural position. It's a handball,
right?
But you can understand why it happens.
You can. Then it's down to the referee's interpretation of things. When I said you can do that, what I mean is the natural response when the ball's coming to your face is to do that. Peñaranda, not at all happy, being told to move on by referee Pablo González. Well, Cecchini's come on to replace Rolón during that kerfuffle. But again, Malaga are going to be saying you have to ask questions about the refereeing performance today.
Definitely, they haven't. The decisions quite simply haven't gone their way, and the luck didn't really go their way with that Iniesta goal either. It takes a wicked deflection that lifts the ball over Andres Prieto. But we're talking about the link-up between Messi and Iniesta. We've seen it time and time again in this game, and it's probably been the highlight of this match, I'd say. The two of them know each other so well. And I get the feeling that this season...
Helping Digne there. Lovely ball there. And Barca on the break. Leo Messi, Sergio Roberto, the first touch takes him away from Rosales into the box, pulls it back for Suarez, who misses an open goal. Suarez with a wry smile on his face. He's going to have to apologise there for Sergio Roberto. What a brilliant run. The first time Sergio Roberto has moved from right back into midfield, and he creates Barca's best chance of the second half, goal excluded.
Well, we've seen Sergio Roberto do this, haven't we? Time and again, just bursting.